Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Erico5 back with a combo tutorial, and today I am using the smoke variation of Triboard. In my personal opinion, I think that is his better one. I've tried out the Sector, I've tried out Cyrax, and I'm really finding myself wanting to keep going back and forth to smoke because he's got a lot of mix-up potential. And he dishes out really good damage. At some of the setups for Sector, even though he does really good damage, it kind of leaves him open. He's not a 100% safe character, and I find you can really make smoke safe. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into some of the basics. I'm going to do his no meter combos, which in my opinion do decent damage with mix-up potential. This is going to be 31%. Ends in the stomp, but I prefer to end it honestly with his grab, which you'll see in just a minute. Because with that, I can jump right back in, go overhead, mix it up. The first two were lows. Take for another decent set of damage, 1% less damage. You can end in the stomp and get the 1% more, but for me 1% doesn't make that much of a difference. I would rather have the mix-up opportunity. Yeah, someone might be able to backdash or do a wake up, but if they don't, then they're forced to block your 50-50. So in like the first set, I'm going to show you right here. It's going to go from an overhead low to overhead, and it dishes out pretty decent damage. I've seen a few people doing a little more damage that did 39, and this is going to be the same combo basically with the grab at the end. It's going to do the 1% less. But the combos that I'm seeing other people and stuff do, where they're hitting 40 and 41% and stuff, they're not really starting the combos with either a low or an overhead. They're doing something that just causes, it to scale more damage, like that or something. Yeah, okay, that does a little bit more damage, but you're talking about mids. I find lows and overheads to be what's key, to your success. And with that said, I showed you the overhead, low, overhead. This is going to be overhead, overhead, overhead. And it's going to do a little bit less damage just because it is beginning in the overhead and you're not getting the 1-2 hit of the forward square X, to go into the low. But this is still great damage. You're gonna see me do the roundhouse kick. I did the roundhouse kick at the end of this one because I didn't have my opponent close enough to the wall, where if you did this after as many juggles as that was, this would have whiffed. So when they're coming down from that, you can hit them with the roundhouse, into the stomp. So I find that to be a little more safe, to be able to complete the combo, if you don't think you have them close enough to the wall, because this will whiff if you don't have them close enough to the wall. Alright, so with that said, I also want to get into a little bit of his mix-up game. Now these are going to come out kind of fast, but I am going to try to break them down a little bit as fast as I can. He's a fast character, so what you're going to see first, so this way I can go ahead and talk about it a little bit. This is going to be where he does his smoke phase, where he can kind of phase through the opponent. So I'm starting this out with the jump in, which is the overhead into the low. If your opponent were to block it, you can phase through and then do the forward square triangle to try to go back into the low, just in case your opponent tried to press a button or something. You know, and if that doesn't work, if they block, you can always back right on out of it. And so that's what you're going to see right here. Alright, now this is his back overhead. You can phase right back out of it. It keeps him safe. And this is a great tool for mix-up game and everything, because you can end the end of it in a low, or you can go into the overhead. If you connect the overhead and meter burn it, you got a full combo. And also I like that. That's one of his forward triangle square moves. You know, it's great for a mix-up because that puff cloud, you know, your opponent's going to start getting weary. You know, he's seeing all the teleports, he's seeing all this stuff. So when you start to do this, you know, he starts to get a little weary. He don't know what to do. So he's going to start to block more when he sees the smoke, you know. And that's where all the little mix-ups then come from. You know, so your opponent's going to get weary of this, you know, so it's a great little mix-up tool. So this is just some of the stuff that I found with him. You know, there's a lot more strings that I haven't even really got into yet, you know, but, you know, I think this is a great starter video, because even me, I'm still learning him, even though I figured out some pretty decent combos and stuff with him. When you're really trying to put all of this together for his game, you know, it can be a little overwhelming. He's one of those characters where he has so many options. You know, you really have to practice them out, you know, to really get used to it. But once you do, you know, he can become a very, very difficult character for your opponent to deal with. You know, so I personally think he is the better Triborg. I have not used the Cyber Sub-Zero yet. It is going to be one of the things for me to do, is to try him out. I'm seeing some interesting stuff with him. You know, how great he is, I can't tell you. But for right now, out of Sector, Cyrax, and Smoke is the better variation. And I can't lie, I really like Cyrax, you know, and I really like Sector. Sector really kind of disappointed me. He doesn't have very much of anything that's safe, you know, and his wake up is horrible. You know, if they block it, it's a full punish. So everything he does, he's going to get punished for it. You know, so that doesn't leave him with too many great advantages. His up missiles are great, you know, but at the same time, you're not going to win a fight just on up missiles alone. And I'm going to play this again just because I really like this combo, I can't lie. I think it looks great. I love how he makes use of all of his tools. You know, that's so cool. You know, and the mix-up potential is just very deep. So, this is Eric05. Stay tuned for more videos to come. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to try to bring you more content as soon as I can get to it. It's hard to come up with these combos and stuff and to show you guys some mix-ups, you know, because you really got to take time to learn the character. So, you know, 3 down, you know, much more to go. But stay tuned. I am going to try to bring you a Leatherface video coming up soon, you know, since I touched on 2 of the Triborgs. You know, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be cool. I've seen a lot of stuff in his killer variation, which I'm going to bring to you, that I think is pretty pimp. So, alright, don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. And I am Eric05, and I will see you next video.